Hello, and welcome to Trafford Trinity. We've just finished our away fixture to Crystal Palace. We drew 1-1. Elise with a stunning free kick for the second goal. Aren't, man, feels a bit depressing, doesn't it?
So this is the most emotional I've got after game involving Man United in ages, man. Yeah, it's just very deflating, man. Everything that could have gone wrong virtually went wrong. Like Casemiro being suspended for Arsenal, missing an open goal right at the end, and Lisa's equalizer. Just yeah. I mean, we had it coming, man. I can't lie. We were so poor. We were way off it today. Like, if anyone thinks that we deserve to win, then they're just out of their mind. Like, Palace didn't do too much, but even they had more of a threat than we did. Let's be honest. And yeah, it could have been one of those nice, juicy 1-0 wins where you scrape it with a bad performance, and it would be so nice, but this wasn't meant to be. Could argue a bit of a reality check. And yeah, that bubble that we had after the Manchester derby just fully been burst.
I think there was one penalty shout from McTominay's dribble into the box not being given. What's your thoughts on that? Given same thing happened to City and we got away with it, so but City fans right now are delighted with that.
Yeah, for me it's a penalty. Like I saw it on the VAR replay. Like he doesn't get the ball, the defender. McTominay clearly gets it first, and you can see there's contact. Like it's not a dive from McTominay. And I don't want to hear this clear and obvious rubbish. I mean, that's the reason why the penalty didn't get given, but it's such bollocks. Like, if it's the wrong decision, it's the wrong decision. It doesn't need to be an emphatically wrong decision for it to be reversed. Like, that's something which is seriously flawed. And I'm not just saying that because it affected my team tonight. That's a big issue with VAR. Yeah, people are going to say, well, you had that coming after Saturday. But yeah, I guess that's just part of football, right? I feel like decisions go for and against clubs. I feel like they even themselves out eventually, but yeah, obviously we were on the wrong end of it tonight.
Speaking of Saturday, I can't lie. When I watched the game back against City, genuinely it felt like first half you could tell up until 5 minutes before half time you could feel like it was a different City we were playing. They looked off the pace. They didn't look like the City of old. So you could feel like we were allowed to play the way we did against them. And I can't lie, the quality of football wasn't. It was like more end-to-end stuff against City. I feel like, and it just felt like chaotic. It didn't feel like one team had control. And do you reckon we were fatigued that game, and City were fatigued, and we saw a different City compared to what we're normally, and we got given some false confidence, especially our position in the league and how close we were to getting closing the gap on Arsenal. And having played Palace today, it just feels like a reality check. Like we are a top 14, but we're still not there yet. And having looked at the way we played today, it looked like there was a lot of like we had some control in the first half, but like up until probably the last 25 minutes, there was control, and then it just turned into chaos. Like they just looked fatigued. Decision making was awful. Bruno, Jesus man, Bruno was off.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the best way to sum it up is a reality check. It definitely felt like that. Yeah, maybe the City result, whilst it was great spirit we showed and great character, maybe hindsight's a great thing. That's what I'm going to say. Like, obviously we felt top of the world after that game, but yeah, I think there are still issues with the team in terms of like just not enough goals being scored. Um, and
We keep
I
relying
just
on
think,
defense.
yeah, kind of, and just not being. We've done it a few times this season, but I just want to see us more against like low blocks and just dominating games with our midfield. Like I feel like on paper we have such a sick midfield with Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, but I want to see us like dominate more games in that sense. It's definitely a team that's improving, no doubt.
Why do you think we didn't dominate this game in the midfield?
It's tough to say. I feel like Palace's game plan was just to like slow the game down or like sort of make it as scrappy as possible, and we kind of fell into that. I also think Bruno's positioning was really. I found it quite bizarre. I feel like he was way too much on the left hand side. He wasn't really in the number 10 position where he could sort of be more of an influence and help the midfield dominate. So yeah, I think a mixture of things. Like playing between the lines, that's usually a thing that we've seen Casemiro and Eriksen do that, but I feel like we didn't see enough of that. And yeah, just getting our dangerous players like Eriksen and Bruno in those pockets didn't happen enough. The one time it happened was when we scored, but yeah, it was very infrequent.
It was almost like we had to rely on Bruno's chaotic energy to get the first goal, and then it was like he was just running around like a headless chicken today after his goal. I mean, it looked like he was everywhere on the pitch, putting in tackles. He was a monster today. Don't get me wrong, like his work rate was great, but then it slowly just it went from methodical pressing up and down the pitch into more of like headless chicken running.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It was like the old Bruno.
Yeah, it
Bruno.
felt like the whole shape of the team just kind of fell apart, and then Crystal Palace was just
Yeah.
playing through us.
Yeah, and Rashford, like I'm not gonna go too hard on him. Like obviously he's been brilliant recently, but even he looked so off today. I could just tell it wasn't going to be his day. I mean, there was one.
He looks more controlled before, but today he was off. It felt like It just felt like he just lost his head a bit, and like
Yeah,
when Ten Hag's had a game plan for everyone, and then all of a sudden they just stopped playing to the game plan. Like everyone just lost their heads.
yeah, yeah, and I was so surprised about second half performance, particularly like just after going 1-0 up. Even the first 30 seconds of second half, we had some intent. I remember Wan-Bissaka was getting into the box, and we looked like a threat. And other than that, though, we had so little play in their final third, and it's just like, yeah, like you said, just everyone was just really off it. I mean, I remember a game recently against Wolves where I saw us play, and I'm not gonna say we were brilliant, but what I did notice is at least
Control.
we sustained attacks. We sustained attacks.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that today. Really did not see any of that today. So yeah, it's disappointing, obviously. Yeah.
What do you think of Casemiro not getting substituted when he should have? And I think you'll agree for the Arsenal game. Now he can't play that because he got a yellow card.
Yeah. I
Tackle
mean,
on, Zaha.
here's the thing: if we, obviously, it goes without saying, if he doesn't make that challenge and he stays on the pitch and we nick a 1-0 win, then everyone's going to call Ten Hag a genius for it. So it's fine lines, but I was a bit worried that it was that late on. I remember seeing McTominay getting ready to come on, and I thought, okay, that's it. My guy Casemiro is going to come off, and he's definitely going to make it for Arsenal. So I was really surprised at that moment when he didn't come on. People are going to argue that Ten Hag had the rights to do it because it was still only 1-0. It took a brilliant free kick at the end of the day for us to not win the game. Like I reckon it got to that territory basically at 60 to 70 minutes where I think it would have been a shout taking him off. Honestly, like I know people are going to say, "Oh yeah, we hadn't fully won the game yet," but Palace had one or two moments, but they weren't like absolutely battering us. Like I do think it's a game where Fred or McTominay could have seen it off, even at 1-0, in my opinion. Just making sure that Casemiro was fit for Arsenal, I think, would have been huge. What about you? What do you think of that?
If he did take Casemiro off, I think there would have been a big difference between the way we play with Casemiro and without, because it's shown like before Casemiro came, we just looked very chaotic, no control of the midfield. So he does make a huge difference, and I think we're going to see that against Arsenal for sure.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, let's not talk about that game.
Speaking of which, we have got a preview for you guys coming up later on in the week, which we do look forward to doing. We've got a surprise for you guys for that preview, so can't wait.
Yeah, cannot wait. Yeah, let's just recover from tonight first.
Jesus.
But
Oh,
yeah, brilliant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, we hope to see you very soon.
see you guys soon. Bye.
Right.